Well, we are going live. I guess we are live. Well, uh, welcome everybody, and I hope you can hear me. Might have to turn the volume a little bit higher. So I'm not sure how well my stream is, and I hope it's a good stream. Not sure. Um, yeah, on the screen it doesn't look like a good one, but here we go. Another try. I keep failing at these live streams because it just doesn't want to show correctly for some reason. Well, if you have just joined in, well, welcome, and I hope you are having a really good time. Um, yeah. Let's see. Who do we have? We have Steve Jobs. Hello, Steve Jobs. And we also have Choco Milk. And Choco Milk says loud and clear. Um, yes. How to shoot musical videos? Asks Steve Jobs. Well, first you got to get the music right and all finished before you can do any video shoots. So yeah, I guess it all depends what you want to do and how much work you want to put in your musical video. Basically, what you do is once you've got the cameras, once you've got the music running, you have the music playing in the background as the actors or if it's the artist in this case lip syncs to it. And then as you record it, and then later on you got to join in your video editing, mute the live audio that you recorded and replace it with the actual audio, um, from the song. And that's how you do it. So it's not an easy job. A lot of synchronization. And we have Suraj as well. Join us. Hello. Says hello, sir. Yeah, hello to you as well. And Choco Milk asks, how monthly do you get paid as a producer? Well, it all depends on the jobs. What sort of jobs I get. Yeah, and how busy I get. Because there are times I get really busy. And there are times when I'm not busy, or sometimes I don't take on jobs because I've got other things that I need to do. It just all depends. The more you put in, basically, the more you make. As simple as that. I hope that answers that question. I'm not sure how many people are watching at the moment. Let me have a quick look at the controls. Yeah, so you are with Vache at the studio. You might see some things behind me. That's because I'm actually getting ready for tomorrow night. I do have a full band here coming in to do rehearsal as well as live recording. So, so that's why I've got my goboes there. There's a drum behind that one. You might just see the toms there. There, you might see the toms there. So getting ready for things. I thought I'll do a quick live stream to you guys. How's this going? Like that. Okay. Yeah. So I hope that answers that question. Let me see. Where are we? Oh, here we go. There are the comments. I'm trying to read the comments online as well. Suraj asks, can you tell me about Rode Classic Pro NT1A installation process? I'm not sure what you mean by installation process. It's a microphone. It's an XLR microphone. So you need an XLR cable. I'm trying to see if I don't have any cables at the moment here, but XLR cable, microphone cable, and it is a condenser microphone, so you need 48 volts phantom power. You plug it in, into your mixer or your audio interface, and that's it. You basically that's it. That's the setup. There's no really installation. There's no software or anything. Hope that answers that. Coco Milk says, "Have you tried new Studio One 4?" Yes, I've upgraded a couple of weeks ago. I do now run Studio One version 4 Professional. Um, yeah, I haven't fully used all of the new options in there. I had a quick look at the chord track, which is really good, really nice. But other than that, I haven't looked at the new Impact XT and Sampler XT and all of those. I just haven't had the time because I busy doing projects, so I didn't get a chance to sort of see what new features there are. Hopefully, when I get the time, I will learn it and I'll use them in my next project. But yes, I have upgraded to version 4. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm not sure how many people are watching at the moment and how many people have joined in. How do I find out? Here we go, analytics. That's what it is. Okay, we have 5 people online, which is all right. Not bad, not bad. 5 people is all right. Steve Jobs says, hey, I want to listen to one of your songs, your original. Most of the original songs that I have written, I use them to do demo songs for YouTube. So that if I am demonstrating how to do something and what to do, so that I don't get the YouTube strike of copyright, I have written some of my songs, but I don't have really finished song of my own originals. But there are a couple of songs that I have on iTunes. So if you search for Recording Studio 9 on iTunes or on Spotify, you might find my playlist. So all the songs that so far I have released on iTunes, myself, including my clients, would be there. Hopefully you can find it. But I don't have, or maybe on YouTube as well. But yeah, I don't have any English songs which I have actually released because I use them for demo purposes. I hope that answers that question. Let's Grow says, sir, is there any length problem in Magic Music Maker? Like if I want to extend the length of song, then how can I do this? Yeah, there is no limit of how long your song would be. That's only, I believe, limited by your your hard drive space. But if you want to make your song longer, drag the loop bit at the top, drag it and make it longer in the loop, and then it will fit in. Or you can make your clips smaller by using the zoom in and out options on the bottom right hand corner of your screen, and that will actually minimize it. And then you can add new clips, or even sometimes if you double click to add a new clip at the end of it, then it will get bigger and bigger and bigger. But really, I don't think there is any limit of how long your song can be in Magic Music Maker. I hope that answers that question. A lot of questions today already. Well, if you have just joined in, I will have to say thank you for joining in. We also have Trevor Russell coming in. We have Raul coming in as well. So hi to all of them as well. Raul says, can you sing my favorite song, please? Elvis Presley. Oh, thank you very much. No, I don't know all of the Elvis Presley songs, but no, I really can't. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Thanks. It's just one line. Okay. I really don't know much of Elvis's songs, even though I listen quite a lot, but I can't really sing. Steve Jobs says, which video editor do you have? Well, I actually use Magic's, what's it called? It's from Magic. I use the one from Magic, um, and I've been using it for quite some time. And it's called Magic Movie Edit Pro Premium. That's what it's called. Um, Magic's Movie Edit Pro Premium version that I have. That's what I use to edit all of my videos for YouTube and everything else. I was thinking of getting the entry level of Vegas, but I thought I'll just use that. But then again, there are a couple of free video editors as well that you can use. But because I use Magic products, I have Magic Movie Edit Pro Premium version to edit. Before that, I think, and I've had that for some time now. And before that, a couple of years ago, I think I used Windows Movie Maker. It's good enough. Yeah. Hope that answers that one. Okay. What football team you supporting? I'm not following any of the FIFA games. I know the rest of the world is watching FIFA now, but I am not. I'm not actually following because I just don't have the time. Of course, if I do follow, I'll have to follow Australia because that's where I'm from. Yeah. To last I heard that there was some penalty shoot, which yes, some people saying 50-50%, some people saying yes, it was a penalty. Others saying no, that was wrong. It shouldn't have been a penalty shot there. But I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But as far as that's concerned, I haven't. I'm not really following FIFA. But to all the winners, yay! Which MIDI controller do you have? If you're, I'm not sure which MIDI. If you're talking about keyboard, I use the Roland A49, and I also have the Arturia Mini Lab, which is a small 25 key one, where my Roland one is 49 key. Soon, I'm hoping to actually get another one, which is, I think what they called is hammer feel. So it's like full weighted keys, like a piano keys. So I will have that as well because sometimes the synthesizer keys, which those plasticky ones are not as good for piano. So if I want to add piano, I would like to feel the piano keys. So I will get one very soon, but at the moment I don't have it. To what I have is sufficient to what I do. But soon I think I will need it. So that's what I use, the A49 from Roland or the Arturia Mini Lab. Okay, Raul says, I support Iceland. Well, go Iceland. You don't sound like Australian people. What do you mean I don't sound like Australian people? Well, I live in Australia, but I do have an accent because I wasn't born in Australia, but I have been in Australia for over 30 years. Let's Grow says, sir, I have a question that I can use any third-party VST plugin in Magic Music Maker free version. Yes and no. If the free version, if you don't pay anything, it will not allow you to have any VST plugin. But for $9.99, I think $9.99 or $9.95, you can purchase additional option, which will allow you to have those VST plugins and a few other things as well. I do have a video on my YouTube channel. Just search for Magic Music Maker on my YouTube channel. Added features, they are called. They are hidden. They're not out there saying, click here to buy now, added features. So it's not like promoted. It's a hidden feature. So if you go there, you can watch my video and it will show you how you can actually purchase that added features. And I think there's also another feature for another $9.95. You also get unlimited tracks and whole heap other things. So basically, for $20 US, you can make your Magic Music Maker free, a premium version. Hope that helps. Hope that answers that question. Yeah, it's hidden, but it's definitely worth it, because I have actually, instead of buying the premium version, which is about 70 or 80 US dollars, um, I purchased for $20. I purchased those two add-on features, and then now I can have as many tracks as I want, any VST that I want, and a whole heap of other features, including, if I'm not mistaken, auto tuning, the Magic's auto tune, and a whole heap of other things as well. It's just that you don't get any of the libraries that is included in the premium, which is for me not really a problem, because I want to purchase the ones that I want, whenever I need to, when I'm creating music for people. And I do use Magic, believe it or not, I actually do use Magic Maker free with the two added features on, to create music for clients. And I have already released two songs using Magic Music Maker as a starting point. So I arrange it in Music Maker, then export it, the stems, then import it into my Studio One, and then do a little bit more further editing and mixing in there, and then where I go. So definitely worth the $20. Steve Jobs says keyboard. What do you think about Minilab Arturia? Well, let me grab it. That's the one. That's the Minilab Arturia, guys. It's fantastic. I don't use much of the keys. They're very handy to actually do simple sort of chord scales if I want to find out, because it's very plasticky. I have to be honest with that. It's very plasticky feel. They're not main keys, but to create music, you can really use this if you are creating EDM music, because you have your pads. You have 8 pads right here where you can click. So that's drum pads you can use. You have all these unlimited turns, so you can keep turning. They're really great for synthesizers setup that you like to do, as well as later on, if you are mixing and you want to do automation, you can use this as fader controls. So you've got fader controls up to 8, and pan controls, so to write in automation. So that's quite useful for the price and for what it does hardware wise. It's really great. But the best thing about this one is the software. You get like $600-700 worth of software for the price of just buying the keyboard, and you get, I don't know how many, like 20 or 30 old mono and polyphonic synthesizer sounds that you can create with. So this is very, very handy. I hope that answers that question as well. Show how Recording Studio 9 looks like now. Oh, well, bit hard. It's going to be very shaky if I actually move the camera around. I'm happy to show if everybody is happy. If I get a couple okays for me to show the studio around, as long as you guys don't mind the shaking of the camera, because it's just a webcam. Yeah, so let me know. Let's scroll. Have anybody used Behringer UM2? I have one and it sucks. UM2, that's the 2 input or 1 input audio interface, isn't it? It all depends what you want to use it for. If you've got a guitar and a mic, then I think it should be all good. Yeah, I can see everybody's going the thumbs up. Also, don't forget to give me the thumbs up on the live stream as well, so that way other people who don't get the notification can come and see us as well. So I will very very quickly show you guys around and to let you see what the studio looks like. Um, Let me see. Well, that's the back. My voice might also get a bit lower as well. Um, Let me see. Okay, so I'm getting ready for recording session tomorrow. So you can see over there, I've got my drums mic'd up, and over on this side, it's keyboard's going to be coming in very soon. So that's why I've taken all my keyboards out. There'll be well, the guy's going to bring their own keyboards, and there's a mic ready for the vocalist, and iPad stand as well. Um, Most likely, the bass guitarist will stand near the door, and then another guitarist player will stand about here. Will be, oops, hang on, oops, the wire's not long enough. And then we're going to be having lots of coffee, having good time, and I also have a PA speaker in here, so we can actually, because it's going to be a rehearsal type, like a rehearsal type thing here we're going to have. So that's what's going to be. Everything is going to be plugged into the to the mixer. This one, and how that works is, I'll show you. You can see my box there. That's my snake. All the cables from the drums and everything else will be plugged in there. Already plugged in, you can see. Right there. Okay, that way it's nice and clean. Everything is plugged in. So everything is plugged in there and no wires around here. It makes it really easy. So yeah, that's the studio so far. And yeah, I guess that's it. Hope that's enough. Well, I can show you a few other things. Hang on. There you go. So you can see that's my compressor. And that's another compressor right there. I've got my headphone amp. And I've got my other hardware gear there. You can actually see my, oops, too shaky. Sorry, it is very shaky. So you can see that's my Behringer VX, I think it's 2000 voice processor. And here are more compressors as well. So yeah, that's it. Okay, now back to what we were doing. Okay, here we go. My apologies with all the shakes. The camera is still shaking. My apologies, guys. I hope that gave you some idea of what the studio looks like. So we're gonna have actually a drummer tomorrow, bass guitar, lead guitar, rhythm guitar, vocalist, and keyboard player, and me all in here recording. I think it's a live rehearsal as well as we're just gonna. The guys want to record, so we're gonna be recording the tracks as well. I doubt I'll be doing live streaming, but yeah. Okay. Says show desk. Well, I did. Steve Jobs says, "Well, I did show you the desk pretty much. That's my mixer that you would have seen there. Other than that, I've got a couple other things on the desk, but nothing much else on the desk. I hope that answers that one. Choco Milk says, do you think Studio One Prime 4 will have VST plugin insert option? I doubt it. No. According to the information that I have from Personas, Prime will not have any VST plugins. If you want VST plugins, then your best option would be to get Cakewalk by BandLab, which is full featured DAW. It's got every plugin that you, as a native plugin, that you would need anyway. And if you want third-party VST plugins, you can just insert them. Prime will never have VST plugin, third-party, but I know they are adding, I believe, one other native plugin, which is the multi-band compressor. So they're adding that as a new one. There might be one or two. I know multi-band compressor will be added in there, but not much else. I don't believe the core track would be in there. The arranger has been there since 3.5, so there's not much more added to it, other than just the fixes that version 4 got. You can always go to Persona's website, and there is a comparison between Prime, Artist, and the Professional of version 4. So you can go and check it to see what's going to be added. There is still no date of when it's going to be released. I would say it will be sometime in July, end of July, by the time they release it. Hope that answers that one. Steve Jobs says, thanks, I believe, on your knowledge. Well, thank you, but don't believe what I say. What you need to do is try it out yourself and make sure that what I say is true. Don't believe anyone, even me. Okay, just take it as an information. Anything that I say, take it as an information, and then try it yourself. Make sure that what I said is true, and it works for you as well. And that's the only way you're going to learn and improve and move on. So thank you. But I think, as long as you make sure that you try it yourself and not just rely on other people to tell you, of their opinion. Let's Grow says, if I do a cover song of any big singer's song, like I am just going to do a cover of No Tears Left to Cry by Ariana Grande, then I will get copyright claim or strike on my channel. Sorry for English. Depends on your cover. Some artists will allow you to have the song out there as a cover song. But if you're doing on YouTube, if you are doing a revenue share, then you can do that. And so they get some bit and you get some bit. But sometimes they will do the strike, so you need to take them out. The only way is to find out how you can actually pay for cover song royalty. There is a fee you need to pay per song, and then that will allow you to actually have a cover song out there as well. Because you got to pay the original artist their royalty, and then you can have the cover song out. And if you do monetize that song on YouTube or on iTunes or Spotify, you still have to pay some royalty to them as well. So one, to actually have the right to sing it and have it out in public, private, doesn't matter, out in public, then you also have to pay royalties as well. That's how that copyright works. I have had a song that I did a demo of on one of my videos demonstrating, I believe it was Music Creator 7 from Cakewalk, the old couple of years ago, that had a strike, and I had to mute it and take it out, and so that that didn't help. So yes, even though it was one verse, they still got a strike. So I had to do revenue share of it, which was okay after that. Can I sing on karaoke on YouTube? You can, but you will actually get a copyright strike eventually. Even if they don't do it ASAP, eventually you get a copyright strike. So you do have to pay the royalty for all of those copyright. But again, best to ask YouTube, best to ask for copyright, people who know more about the copyright than me, because I really don't know. Because most of the songs that I have released on iTunes or Spotify, on YouTube, are original songs, so by the original artist. So I don't know how that happens. Coco Milk says, why did BandLab remove Melodyne from Cakewalk? I thought they actually put it in. There is a trial version of Melodyne when you download and install Cakewalk by BandLab, the latest version. If you use the BandLab Assistant application, and if you click on additional inserts, including the instruments and drum replacer and Melodyne and Cakewalk theme editor. So Melodyne trial version, 30-day trial version can be installed and you can try it. But you can't have the full version, obviously, because you're not paying. So you cannot expect BandLab to pay license for Melodyne to Ceremony, which are the owners of Melodyne, to give it away for free, obviously. But when it was Cakewalk Sonar Platinum, the price that you paid, the $5.99 US, when you paid and purchased that one last year, in that price was also included the Melodyne Element, which was a sort of the entry level, even below the entry level, the first sort of entry level of Melodyne that you could use to do minor, quick note editing. But obviously, that was because you paid money for it. But now that you're not paying any money, so that doesn't. That's what it is. I'm trying to get the name right. Kunbaha. Aladino Kumbaha. I hope I got that right. Says how to increase vocal presence and treble. Don't increase the treble if you want the sound, your vocal to sound brighter. Reduce the lower end, reduce the bass, reduce the muddiness. So do a high pass or low cut, high pass, maybe around 100 hertz for male vocals, maybe about 140, 150 hertz for female vocals. And then that will get rid of some of the boxiness and low end. It will make it a little bit brighter. And then you can do sort of EQ a notch, maybe around, if you want bright sound, maybe around 250, 300 hertz, bring it down until you get nice and bright. That will lose some of its power, the vocal. If you want powerful vocal, then you really need to do a narrower EQ, so it doesn't cut too much of the low end, because you still need around 100 to 200 hertz for the voice to have that bass power, especially for male. So you don't want to get rid of that. You just want to get rid of some of the muddiness between 250 hertz to maybe 350 hertz or 300 hertz, because the basic voice starts about 300 hertz. Anything below that is unintelligible for vocals. You'll be able to understand someone if you do a filter from 300 hertz to 3 kilohertz. That's your vocal range. and still understandable. But obviously, it's going to be sounding very muddy. But if you notch that just the bottom fundamental between 250 and 350 hertz, that will give nice brightness without increasing treble. I would hardly ever increase treble unless it's really, really necessary. I hope that answers that question. Steve Jobs, more questions. Oh, I have a problem with Cakewalk. How to get out of its demo mode? I'm having trouble. What demo mode? When I installed Cocoa Milk says, when I installed Cakewalk, it was a full dough, no trial or demo. Yeah, it's true. But after 4 months of using, when I updated Windows and converted to demo mode, I would say just go to BandLab and download the new latest version. You might have had, if you had that 4 months ago, back in January, February, then you definitely need to update Cakewalk because it has been updated 3 times now for a newer version. They've added lots of things. Make sure you go to BandLab, download and update BandLab Assistant, which will download the latest version of Cakewalk and install the latest version. Because it was pre-release back in January and February when they released it. I think February. So make sure you update and get the latest one because I have it and they all work. I have no problems. But I've got the latest one. The latest one, I just updated it, I think maybe a week or two ago. So make sure you follow that one up. Says, love you, Raja. Who's Raja? I don't know. I don't know who Love Raja is, but yeah. Coco Milk says, I did that too, and I stayed the same as full dough. It stayed the same as full dough. Yeah. So, yeah, make sure you download the latest version of Cakewalk because that's what. Yeah. I mean, hang on. What am I doing? Can't see. Here we go. There we go. I'm just going to move a little bit more this way. Sorry, guys. So I get a bit closer. Yeah. So you. My name is Vache. I'll spell it for you. Not Raja. Sorry. That's my name. Vatche. I know sometimes it might sound like Raja, but it's Vache. Okay. Says, hey, you look cool with beard. I just haven't had the time to shave. That's why there's a beard. Not that I want it. Actually, I need to shave today. Yes. Let me see. I wonder if this thing allows. No, it doesn't allow me. Because I'm using the YouTube's new live stream option, and I don't think that allows me to share my desktop. Which no, it doesn't. Oh well. If I was using Hangouts, then that would have actually allowed me to share my screen. But unfortunately, I cannot share my screen and cannot show you about Cakewalk. But it's definitely not demo. Not demo. It would have been demo for the first time. What was your first software to record music in your life? Believe it or not, talking about Cakewalk, it was Sonar X1. Yes. I might even have the CD still somewhere. Let me see if I can grab it so I can prove it for you. Oh yeah. Hope you guys can see that. And of course, Pro Tools. There we go. Yeah, so that's Sonar LE that came with a hardware that I purchased. Um, it was an M Audio hardware which I purchased that came with it, and that's how I've started using that. But I've had many DAWs after that. I also used Magic Samplitude Pro Silver, which came with another hardware that I had. Then I purchased PreSonus audio interface, a Firewire PreSonus audio interface, which I no longer have. Then I started with Studio One. I saw Studio One, and that has been Studio One has been my main DAW, and I had Studio One since version 1 point something. I can't remember, 1.6, 1.8, thereabouts. And it's been since then. Uh, I have Bobits. Hello, Bobits. Welcome. Welcome. The guy who knows everything and anything about synthesizers. Thanks for joining in. I love your show. I love your videos, and I do enjoy your synthesizers and also all the other things. Yes, welcome to my live stream if you're still around. Well, bring FL Studio CDs also. Well, actually, I don't have FL Studio CDs. I have not purchased FL Studio. I was given a copy by ImageLine for evaluation purposes, but I don't use it. I haven't actually used it. I have installed it. It is on my main PC, but I have not. Um, but I have not really used it because I do more of live recording with a little bit of samplers in there rather than EDM type, loop type music. But if I do get into loop type music, I definitely get into FL Studio. I just don't have the experience in FL Studio. I'm sure a lot of people like it as well. Coco Milk says FL Studio, Ableton, Reason, and Bitwig are more for EDM, while Cakewalk, Pro Tools, Studio One, and Sony Asset, are for recording instruments. Well, I think I would put Sony Asset in the first list as well, because that is loop-based music, even though you can still record live, like in Ableton as well, and Reason. I do have FL Studio. I do have Reason. No Ableton or Bitwig. I have Sony Asset as well, the latest version. So, yeah, it all depends on your workflow. The workflow of Studio One is really great for me, and I'm able to do things very, very quickly. Even when people are here doing live, they go, "Oh, can I add this? Can you add that?" I can do it very, very quickly. Where I struggle in maybe in other DAWs, in Pro Tools or in Reaper, um, I'm quite fluent with Cakewalk because I've used Sonar for some time, so I know all of the Cakewalk ins and outs. But other than that, it all depends. The program you get used to creating the music, you learn it, and then it's easy. Same with everything. Says, did you watch Avengers: Infinity War? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It was a good movie until the ending. And yeah, a bit disappointing ending. Bit disappointing ending, but I think obviously they're building up to something new. If you haven't watched it, without giving any spoilers, I guess they're just trying to build something new. There's so much they could do with new, villains coming in. Now, pretty much everybody disappearing. I guess they're just gonna work their way back up again. Yeah, it was good. It was not bad. Burbeep says, "Thanks, mate. Glad to hear it." Hey, I don't miss any of your videos, Bo, because I like synthesizers as well. Um, Even though I don't have it here, I had to pack it away. I've got my Roland D50, which I purchased many, many, many years ago and still works perfectly. That's the only synthesizer I have. But other than that, most of my synthesizers are from this guy, Arturia Mini Labs, fantastic synths on there um, to create, you know, atmosphere music or leads and things like that. Yeah, I don't miss your your videos. Thank you so much. Is Reaper 0.09 version free though? I don't know. I really don't know. My Reaper, every software that I have, I use. I've either purchased it or it came. A limited version of it has come with something that I purchased, a hardware, or I've been given as for evaluation and trying out purposes. So, how do you got FL Studio license? Well, um, I didn't ask for it. The marketing person, I think there's the owner of FL Studio from ImageLine sent me an email. He's saying, "Are you interested in evaluating and looking to see if you can use FL Studio?" And the only condition was that I would make at least one video on FL Studio. I said, "Sure, not a problem. As long as I am not bound to any conditions. If I'm happy to say whatever I think about the software," I said, "No problem." So they gave me a free license of FL Studio, and I did make one or two videos on it. I do plan to make more videos as I get the time to actually use the FL Studio. But they're not expecting anything back from me or anything. That's how it is. They just want me to try it. I guess it's their marketing strategy, part of their marketing strategy. That is, I'm trying to work his name. That is Art Not Puffed. Well, hello. Great feed here. I have a USB cable that connects my keyboard to my laptop, and I can record with it fine. Quick question, please. Do you know if this same cable can be used to connect my electric guitar to my laptop? Please. Or will I need an interface or something? Well, it's a USB, and if you are connecting to your keyboard, so it's either doing a MIDI keyboard, I assume it's a MIDI keyboard, and even if it is an electronic keyboard, like a synthesizer or arranger keyboard, then normally it's just sending MIDI data. Yes, you definitely would require a audio interface to connect your guitar into, because that USB connection is not, I don't believe it'll be audio, because I'm yet to discover any keyboard arranger that has USB audio transfer. Maybe soon they might have it, but most of the time is just MIDI being transferred. Hope that answers that question. Yes, the D50, the iconic sounds. Even though they've made a new synthesizer version, or no, not as well, a new version of it from Roland, but it's not. I believe for the Roland D50 synthesizer, it wasn't, and it's not about just the analog synth modules in that. It's also the feeling of the keys. I hope you agree with me, Bo Beats, on that one. It's also the feeling of the keys. It plays very well. The sound that you expect from the Roland D50 doesn't matter what sound it is. My fingers just flow straight through it, and it just sounds really, really great. For whatever sound you choose, the feeling of it of the keys is really, I think, is also the factor. Um, I have I have quite a few keyboard arrangers, and I've had in the past lots of other keyboards as well. It's always not just the synth, but also the keys and the feel of how they react. And I think is was the D50 was one of the first few synthesizers that actually had aftertouch uh, to it, which made it really great difference. So you could actually press it down, you go, doo, and you press it really down, you go, doo. So that was really great. I'm talking about 25 years ago that I purchased. So I still have it and I love it. Yep. Who else do we have? Gee, we've got quite a few people here. If you have joined, I hope you're having really great time. I've been now more than 50 minutes, so another maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and I might have to go do some work. Hope I am answering lots of questions. I hope this is also entertaining. Um, let's see. Dr. Zook, shout out from the Philippines. I'm using Mixcraft 8 DAW. Hey, have you heard of it? Yes, I have actually heard of Mixcraft. And I think at one stage I did download the demo version and try it out. Yep, good arrangement, good layout, good things. But I, uh, yeah, I don't think I've used it. Do I still have it? I wonder if I still have it installed. Maybe not. Yeah. Anyway, puffed means bad. Oink Oink says, "Good day, mate. You just helped me with pipeline. Nice to see you." Yes, I'm glad that was helpful. And I also put in there just before I went live another comment about the pipeline and the ping button. So when you click ping, it sends a ping to get obviously the latency of the signal going out to your audio interface into your hardware compressor, coming back into your interface and into Studio One. Um, that timing, you got to make sure that you click it off again, otherwise the signal won't go through. I thought I had few people saying, "Oh, it doesn't work," and they realized that they haven't actually clicked it off. Once they did a ping, you got to click it off. And of course, you got to work out your audio interfaces, uh, audio routing as well. So, like the AudioBox 1818 VSL that I normally use, or any other audio interface that has a mixer driver, you got to make sure that you got the routing correct, so you don't get a loop back, like a feedback loop back, and so you get the correct audio routing coming in and out. But as I mentioned in my comment on that video, is that a lot of the time I don't use, if I've got bus compression on and I want to use a hardware compressor outside, I usually send the bus's output, instead of going to the master bus, send it out to the output, let's say 3 and 4 or 5 and 6, directly into the compressor. And the coming back signal, let's say if it's coming to the input 3 and 4 or 5 and 6, I record it into a new track. So let's say if I've got my drum bus, I've got all my drums routed into the drum bus. Then I can EQ it a bit, and then the output of it will actually go straight into my outboard compressor, comes back in and be recorded on another track. That way, I can record the drum bus using my compressor and move on to the next bus and move on to the next bus. So that's how I get to do it. That means I get to set it up, record it, print it with the outboard gear compression, and then I don't have to worry about it after that. It's all printed, it's done. Then I can move on. So hope that helps. Where are we? Says thank you for the answer. What was that for? It is a keyboard that is not MIDI, although it has MIDI capabilities. This is for that is not art. That is not art. Whatever. Sorry, I can't even say your name. I wish you guys use just proper names. Yeah, if it doesn't matter, even if it's a Ranger keyboard, the USB connection from a keyboard to a laptop will be MIDI, not audio. It would be very, very rare if it was audio as well. The free hardstyle uploads DJ's subwoofer. 10K is coming. Yes, I'm close to 10K subs, but I don't really worry too much about that. It's nice to know that I've got that many followers, but statistics actually show that only 5% of subscribers watch my videos. 95% are non-subscribers, So you guys are the lucky ones, the 5% that I have subscribed and watch my videos. Thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. And thanks for being here as well. And Bobby says, yeah, I used the D50 as a master keyboard for several years. Yes, yeah. I still use it. Normally I play on it and I use a 5-pin DIN MIDI to connect to my interface and record the MIDI as I'm playing, and then play it back and record the audio onto audio tracks in my DAW, which is Studio One. So still quite nice. That way I still get all of those feeling of the keys of the Roland D50. They're really great. Good hanging out. Got to go. See you later. Thank you, Bobbits. Thanks for being here if you haven't already gone. Nathan from Crossbeats Music Production says, hey, Vache. Hey, Nathan, how are you? Thanks for joining in. This is a quick Sunday night before me going to bed. Well, not really. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. So before me going to bed, live session. Oink, Oink says, yep, no worries with the ping thing. Thanks, mate. You're most welcome. Let's see. Do you ever get any requests to record onto vinyl? I have got one. That was late last year. I did mixing and mastering for a gentleman. I think I did about 4 or 5 songs, and he was going to actually release a vinyl. I think, trying to remember his name. He was from UK. So he used to send me the stems. I used to mix and master, and then he was going to vinyl. It's not much different to normal mastering because you give the mastering vinyl press company your normal master. They will need to remaster into the vinyl anyway. So I just do like normal mastering. So there's no really different. You don't have to master it much different unless you are doing heavy bass tracks, EDMs, or any song which has heavy bass, you might want to take a little bit, um, uh, less. You're not going to tame it. You want to tame the bass a bit more. Otherwise, you get the needle jumping every time the bass goes on. But other than that, it's all the same. Not much difference. How often do you do this live feed? Do you have a schedule like every Sunday? I wish I could do it every Sunday or every particular day, but I don't. I just do whenever I actually get the time and the chance, and I try to do it once a month, and I try to answer as many questions as I can during the live stream. That's why my throat is already dry. I haven't stopped talking for the past hour, and so I do apologize. I do need to drink some water, but yeah, it's just the timing of it. I can't. The times that most people are able to watch to get enough number of viewers are the times where I'm actually either busy at work or my day job, or I'm busy here doing recordings. And today is just a rare occasion that I don't have any booking tonight because I'm preparing for tomorrow night. And tomorrow night I've got a whole band coming here, about 5 guys coming here to do rehearsal and live recording session because they want to see how they actually sound. So I'll be recording their playing. So I need to prepare everything. I had to mic up the drums and set up everything ready for them to come in straight away, plug it in, and start playing music. So that's why I haven't booked anything today. But I was busy yesterday. I was busy on Friday night, Thursday night. Um, I think Wednesday I didn't have anybody in, but I was actually doing work, getting things work done. So unfortunately, I cannot plan when I want to do it. If I do plan it, it's going to end up not being done. And he says, I have audio and MIDI. Well, if you name me what keyboard you actually have, then I'll be able to tell you if you can. But regardless, where would you plug your guitar in? And I'm talking about that is not art. That is art, not yeah. Okay, that is art. So if you can tell me what keyboard you're talking about, I'll be able to have better idea, and I can tell you if it's going to work or not. And then again, as I mentioned, where are you planning to plug your guitar in? Into the keyboard? Is there a place to plug into the keyboard? Quarter-inch audio cable to USB. It won't work. Won't work. I can guarantee you, it won't work. What you're trying to do, it just won't work. You need an audio interface where you are able to plug in your audio output of your keyboard arranger and then your guitar as well. Maybe not even at the same time, which is fine, but that's what you need. And one USB going into your laptop, recording any audio coming in into that audio interface. I think that's what it is. Um, um, I'm trying to follow up some of the comments. I got to scroll up. I missed out some. Okay, Dr. Zook says, more power to you. Keep inspiring. I love the video building your home recording studio. It inspires me to build mine soon. Well, yes. Make sure you plan it. It took me about 3 months to plan before I even started building the studio. So make sure you've got your plans ready. Depending how big you're building, obviously make sure you've got all the um, regulatory requirements as well. Make sure you follow them up. Make sure, even if you are building everything else, make the only and the most important thing is electricity. Make sure you get a licensed electrician. That is very important because you're gonna have lots of electrical things in here. You don't want electrical faults because one electrical fault and it can blow up your equipment. So make sure you do. Excuse me. Make sure you get an electrician to do the job properly, and then you're set to go. Everything else I've done all by myself, except the electrical work. That is really important. And good luck. I hope you are able to. And if you need any help and support and ideas, you can certainly comment on my videos, and I'll be able to answer any questions. But again, it all depends on where you are, which country, which region. They all have their own regulations. You make sure you follow them up, and you'll be fine. Savvy Symbiont says, how many tests do you put your recordings through? Different monitors, compressions, video algorithms, etc. I normally do about 3. When I'm mixing, I usually have my PreSonus Eris E8 8-inch studio monitors, which are right there. And then I have my new Monkey Banana Gibbons 4-inch speakers that I test them on as well. I also test on small Bluetooth speakers, and I also test the sound on my mobile phone, make sure I can hear it nicely as I expected. I normally listen to a song on Spotify, very similar genre, and then switch it. Make sure that it sounds very similar. And I think, and also in the car, of course. I listen in the car. I listen in the car as MP3 as well as a CD as well, because they are different, to make sure that it sounds good. So that's how I do it. I know you can do a simulation of it using Isotope's Ozone 8. It will allow you to actually test for different bitrate of MP3 and AAC. But yeah, I think that's plenty. And I also, at the moment, it's been about 3 weeks now. I've been I've installed SonarWorks Reference 4, and that's what I'm now been using in the last 2 mixes that I've done. I'm using on that, so I will let my ear learn Reference 4 Sonar, which is room equalization program. I do have a video that I've done a couple of weeks ago. So I'm using that. I think next week I should receive the SonarWorks XREF 20 reference microphone, which they say it will make it sound better than just using the Behringer ECM 8000, which is a reference microphone that I used to set my room up. So yeah, I have switched off my DEQ 2496, which was my room equalization, and I could definitely tell that it is different using the Reference 4 from SonarWorks. So, but I still need to train my ears to the new sound. And yeah, I think that should answer that. Yeah, I understand. Thank you for your answer. Okay, yeah. I mean, as I said, that is art, not poofed. If you can let me know what the keyboard model and make and model is, I can quickly chase it up and can let you know But most of the time, any keyboard, unless it actually has input for guitar, and the manual says if you plug a guitar in here, the sound will go through the USB into your laptop, then yeah. Okay, Casio LK270. Oh, right. Let's see. What does that do? I doubt it will have. I'm just trying to find out. Just bear with me, guys. Okay. Just reading about the Casio LK270 specifications, where it's input and output. It has headphone output, audio in, mic in, and USB Type B, but it doesn't actually say what the USB terminal is. But at the top, it actually says that the USB is for MIDI. Yeah, unless I actually go through the manual, and I'm not going to do that. Read the manual and says what happened. What can you plug into audio in? Whether you can plug guitar in there. There's mic in, but that might be very sensitive to if you plug your guitar in. It's not the same as guitar. And even if you plug a microphone in there or audio in, will it be going out to a USB as an audio? Because I can't really see how that would work. Most keyboards don't have an audio interface in them. They're just MIDI. Yep. I hope that answers. Just follow it up and find out what the USB does. Do you, Savvy says, do you find that your hearing will change throughout the year, weather, age, barometric pressure, etc.? I guess it was over the years. My ear definitely has changed, for sure. But I am aware of it because I've been listening to music for a very long time. And back probably about 20 years ago when I used to do live excuse me, live gigs, we had massive speakers right next to us. And being young, we didn't think much to actually use earplugs. So we used to come out of live gigs at the end of the gig with our ears ringing. So I am suffering some of the consequences of that. But as far as throughout the year, I doubt it changes. I mean, the barometric pressure doesn't change that much where I live. And excuse me. And my apologies. It's just the water. But yeah, throughout the age, I guess our vocals will degrade, but it's all relative, because if my ear sensitivity is going down, it's not only going down to the songs that I'm mixing, it's also going down to any other song, mastered song, commercially released songs that I'm listening to and referencing to as well. So depending what my reference sounds like, I try to match my mixes to those references, if it makes sense. So, because my ears are not just going, oh, that's a commercially mastered song, so I'll increase Vache's sensitivity, or go, oh, this is Vache's mixing, so let's reduce the sensitivity of his ear. Obviously, that's not how it's happening. So, it's all relative. Everything is relative. So, whatever I'm hearing, usually right at the top end. I don't think I can hear anything above 13 or 14 kilohertz. Um, Maybe about 20, 25 years ago, I could hear 16, 17 kilohertz, but now that has gone down. But everything else has gone down as well. So I still match it to the same level. So I hope that answers that question. Um, it has an audio out and MIDI out as well. It has quarter inch mic in. Well, all I can say is that uh, that what is this? That is art. Uh, all I can say is try it out. But mic level, make sure you have your volume turned really down, because the guitar, though it's high impedance and higher level than a mic, so make sure you don't blow your mic out. Um, Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you need to get a DI box for it as well. I cannot recommend anything because it's a microphone input, not a guitar input. You can try it out and see how it actually goes. Well, guys, um, yeah, yeah, great. Find out before you plug anything in, before you blow out your keyboard microphone input and make it unusable. Do you keep one last question from Savvy says, do you keep your hearing sharp by listening to nature, birds, frogs, wind, trees, leaves, isolating sounds? Yes, believe it or not, at nighttime when I'm sleeping, or even in here, because this room, if I turn everything off, my computer and everything down, because it gets really quiet, and I can actually hear the blood rushing in my head to a certain degree. Or at nighttime, I can hear the tiniest noises that sometimes actually wake me up, like the washing or something as low as my iPhone charger making a buzzing electrical interference buzzing noise. So it goes bzz, bzz, bzz. It's so low that my wife but then again, my hearing frequency is definitely lower than what it used to be. Hope that answers. That's the last question. Time for me to go. It's been more than an hour now. It's hour and 18 minutes. I really thank everybody for this unannounced live stream. Unfortunately, I cannot plan live streams, and this depends on the time of the day that is available. And today was one of those days. I thank you so much. I hope I answered everybody's question. If there are any further questions on any of the topics that I covered today, when this live stream goes public and on demand, whatever, you can comment there, and I will try to answer there as well. Let me know how you go with your keyboard and guitar plugging in. That is art, not puffed. I would like to find out as well. And yes, so thank you so much for joining in. Unfortunately, it is time for me to head out to bed. I've got early day work tomorrow, and I'm just gonna finish one small thing here and head out to bed. Yes. The next one most likely will be probably end of July by the time I get a chance to do any live stream again, because I've got busy month ahead for July with lots of mixing and few recording sessions coming up as well. But I will try to make more and more videos on Cakewalk, as well as Studio One, and I've got a few hardware reviews that I would like to do as well. So again, thank you so much. Uh, Thanks for being here, and have a lovely, lovely day and lovely evening. See you guys. Cheers.